From News 8, this is Live Desk Conversations with digital anchor Luke Laster.
Coming to Grand Rapids tomorrow for 2 days, the festival Confluence. It highlights music, art, and technology, folks. Good afternoon. I'm Luke Laster here from the WOOD TV Live Desk. Joining me is the Confluence managing partner, Brian Cohen. Brian, thank you for taking some time to come and see us here. How are you today?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So we're here to tell you folks, especially our viewers here, that there are some other things that we have going on this weekend, and the biggest one is this Confluence Festival. Let's start with some graphics here that we do have. Let's go, where is it, how long, cost, how to sign up, things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Confluence starts on Friday. Everything happens in Calder Plaza. We have, it's a multi-dimensional festival, so there's lots of different types of programming happening on different days. So on Friday, we start our music showcases Friday afternoon, along with what we're calling Art at Confluence, our digital takeover of the space. And then on Saturday, we have a whole day of programming, starting with our Future Innovator Zone, our Innovation Showcase, our Maker Expo. Music comes back in the afternoon, and then again, the art encompasses everything all day long.
And Brian, you were kind enough to share some of those graphics with us. Let's start with the music lineup here. Both music on Friday and Saturday. Folks, you can see that graphic up on your screen right now. Let's start with Fridays.
Friday, yeah. And one important thing I should say up front is the whole event is free. You'd asked me about that. So there's no cost, there's no barrier of entry to anyone. We want everyone to come out, everyone to enjoy it without having to buy a ticket. The music showcase is I think one of the more incredible pieces that we put together. My background is in music, so
Nice.
I poured my heart and soul into creating this lineup. And it's a great combination of national talent. We have Robert DeLong, Pat Locke, Old Man Saxon coming in from across the country. We also have great regional and local talent. Dylan is a 12-year-old DJ out of Mount Pleasant, 14 years old, I think.
Oh, wow.
Just amazing to see somebody that age really mastering their craft. And then we have terrific local bands in Pink Sky, Savan, and Mail Order Monsters. So really two terrific days of music on a stage that's going to be a really elevated production.
What kind of genres are we going to see?
So the genres are, I guess you would, if you needed to pigeonhole them, you'd probably say electronic and DJ. So the whole purpose of Confluence is to look at innovation within what we're calling different pillars. So art, music, science, and technology. And what we've done with each of our programming elements is we've looked at, what happens when innovation and all of these pillars come together. So in the case of our music showcase, we looked at musicians not only who exist in the music space, but also have one foot in one of these other pillars, either in art, science, or technology. So the curation of the lineup was really unique, and we followed a strategy that really no other festival would follow, because that's the whole point, to look at what happens when things really come together. So for instance, Robert DeLong, has his foot in music, certainly as a multi-instrumentalist, one-man band really, but he's also playing with science, he's playing with technology, so that makes him just a perfect fit for what we're trying to accomplish.
And that's a good segue actually into the kind of the science and technology side of things that are also a huge part of Confluence here. Moving on to our next graphic that you shared with us is the showcases and things like that. So let's start again with Friday of what we'll see.
Yeah, so Friday's the music, and then the art at Confluence. So the lineup for Friday for the music side is Mail Order Monsters, Pink Sky, and then Pat Locke headlining that night. He's an incredible DJ originally out of Singapore, but now out of LA, who's just a world, just uses influences from all over the world to create his sound. And then so we'll have the music and then also the art at Confluence wrapping everything. And for that piece, we're having Blue Water Technologies come in and work with sound and light and projection to really create this umbrella of digital effects over the entire plaza. So you'll see the music and the stage production, but it will be enveloped by this other art piece that's covering everything.
Nice. So tell me, I want to pick like one of the specific things out that's going on Saturday. Let's talk about the Innovation Showcase.
Yeah, so the Innovation Showcase is a piece that was really close to all of our hearts, all of the producers of the festival, because we wanted to look at high-tech startups from communities that have been traditionally underrepresented in high-tech. So communities of color, women, others like that. And we wanted to give them a special space, a special spotlight within the festival. So we identified three startups within that sort of category. And we provided them with resources to help develop their brand, to help develop their messaging. And then we provided, through a partner, a booth that they will own and that they will premiere at the festival itself. So they have their own special section where they'll premiere these physical booths that talk about their product and their companies, and then they'll have those assets to use at further festivals and further conferences to further their companies.
And it looks like a lot of these, they go most of the day.
Yes.
You know what I mean? For example, that Innovation Showcase that you just were talking about, 10 to 7, like that's all day. As well as the Future Innovator Zone, another 10 to 7. Let's talk about that one.
Yeah, so the Future Innovator Zone is the area we've carved out for kids. So Consumers Energy has come and underwritten that space, and it's going to be a terrific interactive, experiential thing for kids, for young innovators, we're calling them. So we're going to have drones, we're going to have robotics, we're going to have all kinds of different vendors doing really incredible hands-on activities for kids. This isn't going to be, daycare while the parents go off and do something else. This is really, the Future Innovator Zone is really a festival within a festival for kids to get them engaged, to get them excited about art, science, music, and tech, all of our pillars.
Of all the things that will be going on, during this weekend, what gets you the most excited?
Well, so I said I came from the music side, so music always gets me going because that's where most of my attention is. But I'm really excited to see how all of these different elements come together. The audience for the Future Innovator Zone is different than the audience for the Innovation Showcase. And the Maker Expo, which we didn't talk about, is an area for the DIY community. So innovators who are doing great work in their basements and their garages, we wanted to have a space for them to come out as well. So what I'm really excited about, and I think what's going to be really remarkable and will differentiate Confluence from any other festival, is what happens when all these audiences come together. So the audience for the Maker Expo interacts with the audience for the music and so on and so forth. So you can imagine these Venn diagrams all coming together. And that's really the point of the festival, right? What happens when things come together? The buzzwords of the last 10 years have been disruption and collision. We're looking at the other side of that coin. What happens when things work together? When they come together, what sort of positive outcomes can result from that? And that happens both on the research and development side, but also on the personal side, the community side. What happens when different communities come together and experience the same thing together, shared experiences, shared moments. I'm really excited to see the result of that.
Nice. And before we wrap up, let's talk COVID protocols. Yeah. What do you have in that realm?
Yeah, so we are a completely outdoor event. So we feel lucky that we don't have to navigate any sort of indoor spaces. We are encouraging social distancing, mask wearing, but our hope is that people are going to be responsible and keep each other safe. But we will have opportunities to have that social distancing. When we have signage, again, encouraging both of those things. We'll have hand washing stations and sanitizing opportunities throughout the footprint. So we feel comfortable that we're in a good place and that we can produce a safe event.
Brian, I appreciate it. Anything else that you'd like to add here before we wrap up?
I don't think so. Just really excited for the weekend and introducing this new event to Grand Rapids.
And folks, this story linked to the stream can be taking you over to woodtv.com, where we have some more information, as well as this stream itself, where the video will be attached, and you can rewatch this stream that I just had here with Brian. Folks, it's been a look at the WOOD TV Live Desk. My name is Luke Lassiter. Thank you for joining us. Again, head over to woodtv.com for more information on Confluence. Have a great afternoon.